Hi, everybody, and welcome to your weekly wrap-up. I'm Marlene van Rooyen. Thanks for joining me today, where we discuss all the latest and greatest from what's happened this week. First of all, next week, Wednesday, the 31st of March, is going to be our first Floors Expo. So it's an online flooring expo where for 2 hours, we're going to entertain you with some very, very interesting floor products as well as projects. We'll be featuring a brand new first in Africa project that's got such great application possibilities, indoor, outdoor, everywhere. It's just such a cool project. So be on the lookout for that. Then we'll also be looking at some technical aspects of concrete flooring, as well as launching a brand new product. To top everything off, if you register, you'll also have access to the recordings for a couple of weeks afterwards, so you can go and catch up and just go and rewatch them. It'll be available to stream on Facebook, on the event platform, as well as on LinkedIn, but you have to register. It is free. It's only 2 hours. Best of all, we're going to have a cool giveaway to give away on the day as well. So be sure to be there or be square. So this is for anybody that has an interest in flooring, designers, interior architects, contractors, trade. So please do join us. Like I said, it is free and we can't wait to have you there. Next week, Wednesday, 31 March at 8:30. Today sees the opening of the brand new Leroy Merlin store in Fourways. And I had the privilege to go for a walkthrough earlier in the week. And what an experience it is. It really is a beautiful store, obviously more catered to the DIY market, but also some fantastic opportunities there. For instance, they've got a drive-through area where you can go and pick up and collect your building materials, which is really beautiful. So look out on our socials for that. We do a bit of a video for you as well as a walkthrough. The other very, very interesting thing that they have that I haven't seen before is a scan and pay as you go. I don't know if you can see that. So you scan and pay as you go throughout the store, and then you pay with your phone, and there's dedicated till where you could just go through. Really, really nice. So this is the Leroy Merlin store in Fourways. Be sure to go and have a look at that. The other topic I want to talk to you about today is value engineering and how manufacturers can help in the value engineering process. Love it or hate it, value engineering is such an important part of the process, and it happens. So the definition of value engineering is a systematic, organized approach to providing necessary functions in a project at a lowest cost. Value engineering, it promotes the substitution of materials and methods with less expensive alternatives without sacrificing functionality. Now, what typically happens in a project is that you would get to a certain point where there have been other additions, things have happened, plumbing worked out more expensive, and now the project needs to be value engineered. This happens a lot, and it's through no fault of anybody's, although some of it might be preventable. So how do you get a designer or a specifier to specify your product as a manufacturer in this value engineering environment? What can manufacturers do to catch the designer's attention? And that isn't just a trend, but that really gives them confidence to stay on spec. So let's talk a little bit about how manufacturers used to, how designers and specifiers used to get a hold of new products, used to see new products. Typically, this would happen at trade shows, through magazines, etc. But now it has become very, very virtual and very direct. Pinterest, for instance, has been named. Pinterest is very conceptual, according to certain designers that we've interviewed. They use Pinterest as very conceptual, whereas Instagram is for millennials. They really like to be able to click through on the products, etc. Ease of use of the platform, obviously, is super critical. So value engineering could be a huge blessing and a huge curse, and nobody necessarily loves the process of it. But it is still super critical in a project, especially in projects that we're doing now, where everything is price and cost sensitive. So what can you do? First, competitive price points are always going to be there. So you have to be competitive in your price point. If you aren't, you have to give the value add. You have to be able to differentiate your product to all the others in the market. For instance, let's say that you have a flooring that's a little bit more expensive and a little bit more plush, but it has excellent acoustic properties. This is critical in apartment or multi-use complexes where you've got lots of people living together. Acoustics in apartments and in inner city living is so important. So that extra cost is definitely value add. So they would pay for that. Another topic, of course, is eco-friendly. Is the product eco-friendly? Is it sustainable? Does it have recyclability? That is also very important to today's discerning specifier. Millennials, for instance, are very focused on maintenance. And so they like the lock up and go. They are fast movers. They're on the go. They don't want to spend too much time on cleaning up, etc., and maintaining. So what is the maintenance? Also, on a bigger project, that would obviously have cost implications. It would have time implications. So be sure to differentiate that. Then everything is sold visually. So what does it look like? Is it different? And if it is different, that's immediately a hook. So how can you visually differentiate your product from those of your competitors? And this is something that should be within the first couple of seconds, where everybody's being flooded with information. Show people what you can do. Show what your product does different. Is it visually stimulating? Does it break the norm? Is it different? Do you have tiles that are completely different, or ground colors that could suddenly add to the room? Value engineering is not always the reworking of a spec, but it can be very time consuming. So the more that the client and the specifier knows about your product, the better. And it's a team effort. Remember, ultimately, they want a product that's functional, but also looks good. That adds to the aesthetics. So help your designer to make the right call. Partner with them. So it comes with a relationship, and that's where your rep and the relationship that you have with your designer and your specifier is so critical. Come with a solution. Say to them, well, in this project, this is where you would use the higher spec product, but you can get away with the lower spec product here in this area. So help them come up and meet the developer and contractor's budget. Help them come up with those solutions. So once again, we can't say it enough, but the importance of your sales rep is incredibly critical. So to really understand the value engineering, you have to dig a little bit deeper. How long will the product last? What type of maintenance is required? What does the maintenance look like? And maintenance is often something that's not engineered into the product, although we have seen that change on some of the newer builds and obviously some of the PPPs and some of the bigger commercial developments. Will it work more cost effectively? Will it be more efficient to operate? Will it cost less to operate? The best place is to start and ask yourself, what are the important aspects that need to be achieved? And once you've identified them, then it's easy to have a chat with your designer or your specifier and talk them through the options that you have. Nobody knows the manufacturer's product like the manufacturer or the rep should. So have a chat to your designer and talk them through what their goals are. And keep in mind the three main criteria: cost reduction, added quality, and the life cycle of maintenance. Those are super important. I must emphasize also, especially in South Africa, and in Africa, is also speed. So curing time, how long it'll take to install, the skills, all of those need to be borne in mind. And I think a lot of our manufacturers are doing a great job with helping on site and helping clients on site, getting them skilled up and getting them technically savvy to use these products. So remember, visually intriguing and exciting, and differentiate yourself and help that designer and specifier come up with the best solution they can for their project. And then everybody wins. And of course, the latest issue of Walls and Roofs and Floors is available. You can download it from buildinganddecor.co.za. Have a look at them. We really try and work very hard to bring you the latest in flooring projects, the latest in walling technologies, as well as everything that you need to know to help your practice and your business run better. So please have a look at buildingandecor.co.za. Download your free copies of the magazines. It's clickable, so you can immediately click on the ad and it'll take you right to the manufacturer or the supplier's website. We have some fantastic stories in there, some really interesting products and projects. To those that have reached out to us with your stories, thank you so much. We're always looking to feature new products, new projects, and we've got some really exciting news that have come out that we'll be featuring in the upcoming issues. So please keep sending us your stories, send us your interview opportunities, and send us anything that you want. Like I mentioned in the previous issue, in the previous wrap up, we are working with an internationally renowned massive designer to bring you some very, very cool collaborations. So that'll be out in the next couple of months. We're working very hard behind the scenes to make that happen for you, and we look forward to being able to bring that to you. For any flooring, walling, roofing, or building and decor needs, be sure to go onto www.buildinganddecor.co.za. And you can find a myriad of things there, from inspiration to technical information, product information, know-hows, news, etc. And that is the weekly wrap-up, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Go and have a look at the website, download the magazines, and have a beautiful weekend.